All these years have passed, and there was just one thing in this story though which I never ended up knowing fully. One thing which I just didn't follow up on and never ever knew the answer to. Who the hell was the guy in the hoodie? Hey, what's up guys? It's OneRish, baby! Back at it again with another story time. I have to say, this one is gonna be juicy, alright? Like, really juicy. And you're gonna wanna listen till the very end because I'm telling you, it's just juicy, okay? And it's not what you think. Don't read the title and assume things because it's not what you think at all. But before we get into the story, please click subscribe if you haven't already and like the video so that I actually have an indication as to whether you guys actually like this or not and whether I should keep making them. But anyway, yeah, just subscribe and do all the usual YouTuber stuff. Like, what do they say? Like, subscribe, comment, do all that. And yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Today's story takes place in 2010 when I was still a 9-year-old virgin kid in Malaysian school. It was around the same time as my last story time. I was still in the same class and had the same teacher, Mr. Rahman. Anyways, it was a normal day in class. I was chilling. I think we were doing maths or something at the time. I'm not too sure. But all in all, it was just a very normal and ordinary day. Suddenly, the vice principal came in the class. And not what you think, but she came in the class and we all knew that could only mean one thing. Anytime the vice principal comes, it meant that someone was in trouble. Big trouble. The vice principal starts talking to Mr. Rahman and suddenly they both looked directly at me. I was like, is something wrong? Why y'all both staring at me like I ate your lunch? The vice principal was like, Mr. Rishi, come this way, we need to talk. And then I was like, you're kidding me, right? I'm trying to do my maths homework, go away. But she said she wasn't joking and then we both walked to the corridor. Mr. Rishi, she says, you are in very, very big trouble. I was so confused. I didn't even do anything wrong. This has to be the worst school ever. First, in my last story, they screwed me over, which you should all check out by the way, I've linked it in the comments. And now here again, this is the thing with all schools, man. They tell you that you're in trouble, but never say what it's for until the end. Like, quit the suspense, bro. This ain't a Tamil movie. We then walked down to the school bathroom, and I kinda knew what she was talking about now, with the whole trouble thing, because there was graffiti literally everywhere. You're kidding me, right? I told the teacher. I didn't do this. Why would you even suspect me of doing this? Are you being racist? And then the vice principal was like, oh yeah? Is that why your name's written all over the wall? What? I took a look and my name was scribbled all over the wall. It was only on one wall out of the 4, but it still looked pretty bad. And it made me look bad as well, which was kinda annoying. Before I could even explain myself, I got locked up in detention, again for something I didn't do. They said they were gonna arrange a meeting with my parents and the police even after school finished. So I sat there thinking, who the hell would have set me up? I have no enemies, I'm such a nice guy, I never pissed anyone off, so who the hell would want to do this to me? A few hours passed and they were generous enough to let me out for lunch. My whole friend group was talking about this mess and we were wondering how on earth this could have happened. Suddenly, I looked in the near distance and I saw a random guy wearing a hoodie covering his face, like his whole face, I mean not his whole face, but half his face was covered and he was just staring at me. At first I thought nothing of it, probably one of those emo kids listening to a Fall Out Boy thinking he's cool. It just got weird because he didn't even move though, like it was kinda sus. Was he a drug dealer or was he just an edgy kid? He kept staring at me for like 5 minutes straight. After a while I had enough of him, so I just decided to step back and show him who the real alpha male is. And we held intense eye contact for a long time. One of us was gonna break and it wasn't gonna be me. So surely enough, he got uneasy and started walking away. He broke the eye contact and just walked away somewhere else. So I thought to myself, getting in trouble for graffiti and this emo kid staring at me was not a coincidence. I decided to follow this guy and one of my friends decided to follow me. I turned around and I'm like, stop following me to my friend because it was kinda annoying, but he said that he wasn't trying to follow me, he just wanted to provide backup in case, shit went south and I needed it. So me and my friend were following this guy for a bit. I felt like I was Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed. Legit, this is one of the stealthiest moments of my life. I had to blend with the crowd and everything. For some reason, this guy was walking right towards the same toilet which had been graffitied. The toilet was all blocked off, but the hoodie guy jumped over the barricade and went in. What a gangster! Me and my friend were about to follow him when suddenly we heard someone shout at us, and surely enough, it was none other than the vice principal herself. Great! It took me a while to realize how bad the situation was. They caught me walking to the same toilet that I supposedly graffitied, and this was pretty much proof that I was the culprit. I tried to explain myself, but out of nowhere, suddenly, unexpectedly, a graffiti can fell out of my friend's pocket and smashed into the ground. And it was one of those, now it felt like a movie, okay? Because it just fell on the ground and there was a massive echo, and it felt like everything was paused for like 10 minutes. Everything just froze, you know? I stared at my friend, and my friend stared at me. At first I was confused. I looked at my friend and he had an evil grin on his face. I was about to deck that fool. I was about to full on smack him in the face and knock him out. But then I saw the teacher laugh. What the hell? What's going on? I was really confused now. What in the living graffiti was going on here? I turned around and the guy who we were following with the hoodie before walked out with a cake. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. It was my birthday. Happy birthday, Rishi! Everyone screamed. My whole friend group jumped out of the bushes and they caught the whole thing on camera. I didn't even know whether to be happy or pissed off, but I just let it slide and was grateful that I didn't have to go back to detention. But wait, I asked, what about the graffiti? Well, it turned out that the graffiti were all just stickers that could be easily pulled on and off. This was my 10th birthday and I had celebrated it in the weirdest way possible. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. This was kinda the worst birthday I've ever had. But if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe and do comment what you thought about it as well. And if you want me to keep making these, let me know. All these years have passed and there was just one thing in this story though which I never ended up knowing fully. One thing which I just didn't follow up on and never ever knew the answer to. Who the hell was the guy in the hoodie?
I hate the way I always miss you. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but you sick too. Even after everything we've been through, I got money on my mind and that's the issue. That's the issue, girl, don't play with me. I got money on my mind and it is dangerously slipping way up in my life and I be wrong.